On Friday, the 8th of May, about 5 p.m., 22-year-old Keith Butt Albert of Lafag, Chazelle, sustained a stab wound during an altercation with his stepfather at Lafag. Albert then collapsed and was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical doctor. On Monday, May 11, a post-mortem examination revealed that Albert died as a result of hemorrhagic shock secondary to stab wound to the right side of the chest. This is the 8th homicide for the year thus far. A coordinated and collaborative effort is underway in getting the island through a prolonged dry spell. The Meteorological Office, the Water Resource Management Agency, and WASCO have been discussing and planning mitigation strategies as rainfall remains way below levels. Venantius Descartes is the Director of Met Services.
Wet season last year, we had a deficit of rainfall for the wet season, and coming into the dry season, for December, the rainfall was very, very low. We had a big deficit of rainfall. And for the months of January and February, we had just about normal rainfall. And now what we notice is that the forecast for June, July, and August is for rainfall to be below normal to normal. So the trend for the next 3 to 6 months is for rainfall to still be below normal. So because of this, we know that in the dry season, when there is a deficit of rainfall, it manifests itself in various ways. There is, for availability of water, that would be one concern. For soil moisture is another concern. So it will have effect on agriculture, on water supply for households, etc.
And low rainfall has resulted in a decline in river flow over the past several months. The forecast is for a further decrease. Terence Gilliard is the officer in charge of the Water Resource Management Agency.
And based on the projections for the 3-month period, May, June, and July, we're expecting flow rates to further decrease. And since our water supplies depend heavily on surface flows, we're expecting a reduced availability in our water supplies. Therefore, the Water Resource Management Agency is calling on the general public to implement water conservation measures. And these include the use of taking shorter showers, using a bucket instead of a hose to wash our vehicles, using water displacement devices within our toilet tanks. For example, one can use a bottle or jar filled with sand, or rock, a stone, to displace water within the tanks. We also encourage rainwater harvesting that is done in a safe way, and also we call for the use of mulching in agriculture to reduce water loss because of evaporation. Also, farmers and people who take care of gardens can water their gardens and farms in the evening to reduce water loss by evaporation. We're also calling on the public to reduce pollution of our rivers, which can further exacerbate the water availability challenge that we're facing at this time. So we're calling on the public to dispose of their waste in a responsible way and to keep our rivers clean.
The low rainfall levels and river flows are impacting on water production at WASCO. In the last few months, the communities of Monrepo and Dennery have been hard hit. The effects are beginning to be felt in Babonneau as well. Justin Seeley is the strategic planning manager.
The dam levels are actually below the spillway. That means the water coming in, the water we're taking out is greater than the water coming into the dam. And with that, we start monitoring that on a daily basis, and we react to it, and we react to it on a daily basis. If this shows signs of reducing at a rapid rate, then we have other smaller intakes that we've taken other measures already on intake called Vanna and Ravin Poisson, that we have those on standby. So if that rate of depletion is increasing, we will kick into those other sources to supplement the supply and try to use the dam sparingly, therefore having a storage of water to keep us going. In the south, there are a lot of smaller intakes, and the effects of the river, the levels in the river reducing is felt very soon, well, almost immediately. So in places like that, then we will be doing things like valving or sharing, supplying areas at specific times, or if it reaches that bad, we actually might do some trucking of water.